I let my dad and stepmom live rent-free in my inherited house for years, and somehow they still acted like I was the one imposing. The house was my grandmother's. White siding, green shutters, a deep front porch with chipped steps she kept promising to fix every spring. When she died, she left it to me. Clear paperwork. Signed, final. I was living in Seattle when my dad called and said he and my stepmom just needed a temporary place to stay while they got back on their feet. I said yes because I had just buried my grandmother and I was too tired to argue. Temporary became 4 years. No rent, no lease, no deadline. I paid the taxes, the insurance, the repairs, and they filled the rooms with their furniture and started calling it our family home. By the time I was 28, my stepmom Cheryl talked about the place like she had earned it. My dad talked about it like inheritance was just a technicality that time could erase. 2 weeks before my wedding, Simon and I flew in to pick up a few boxes from the attic and look over the backyard for a small rehearsal dinner. I texted my dad ahead of time. He sent back a thumbs up. When we pulled into the driveway, there were balloons tied to my porch rail, folding chairs spread across the lawn, and a rental arch set up right in front of the hydrangeas. Cheryl came out holding a clipboard and smiling like this was normal. Perfect, she said. You made it before guests arrive. I got out of the car and looked at the yard. What is this? She adjusted the papers in her hand. Megan's engagement party. The country club wanted too much money, so we moved it here. Megan was Cheryl's daughter. My dad came out behind her carrying a case of wine. Jess, don't start, he said. It's one afternoon. I looked at him. In my house? He set the box down by the door and shrugged. It's family. So is my wedding, I said. People were already watching. Cheryl's sister froze by the gate. A cousin stood in the yard with a bag of ice. 2 neighbors across the street had settled into lawn chairs like they were waiting for a show. Cheryl lowered her voice just enough to make it worse. You don't even live here. Megan actually needs a place to celebrate. Simon said nothing. He just stood beside me, calm. My dad pointed at him. And don't start performing because your fiancé's here. I kept my face still. You used my property without asking. Cheryl folded her arms. We've maintained this house for years. Rent-free, I said. My dad's expression tightened immediately. Don't do this today. Then a delivery driver walked up with a tablet and an invoice envelope. Final setup confirmation for Cheryl Dawson, he said. Cheryl reached for it, but I took it first. It was the vendor packet. Tent, chairs, lighting, portable bar. My address at the top. Then I saw the line that made everything lock into place. Outstanding balance to be charged Monday to backup card ending in 1842. My old card. The one I had used years ago when I first set up the property account. I looked up at Cheryl. You put my card on this? She answered too fast. It won't actually go through. My dad stepped toward me. Give me that. I held the invoice higher. You used my saved card? Neither of them answered. That was enough. I took out my phone, opened the property portal, removed the backup card, then logged into the rental access app still connected to my email because the property registration had never been changed. Cheryl saw what I was doing and went pale. Jessica, I looked at her. You said it's one afternoon. Then I revoked event access. The side gate lock clicked. The lighting crew stopped unloading. One of the vendors checked his screen and said, access just got disabled. My dad moved toward me fast. Simon stepped between us once. Calm, not aggressive, just enough. My father stopped. Across the lawn, Megan came out in a white dress, saw the half-finished setup, then looked at her mother. Mom. Cheryl ignored her and hissed, don't embarrass this family. I turned just enough for everyone to hear me. You booked vendors to my house and attached my financial information without permission. The yard went silent. Megan's face changed first, then Cheryl's, then my dad's. My phone started vibrating in my hand. First the rental company, confirming the card removal.